Hi, this is Kevin Haynes. Welcome back to our series on opportunities to be able to make money from home. Again, not working an hourly job at home, but finding ways that you can put something together that will keep bringing on in income even when you're not doing it. We call that passive income, and there's a video previously in the series on that if you want to learn more about it. And we've covered a lot of different topics so far, so be sure to check those videos out, see if there are any of those areas that might interest you as well. The one I want to talk to you about today is probably the one I know the least about. So I want to at least present the idea and some opportunities there, but you really need to do some research and educate yourself before you do any of this. And that is investing. This came to mind recently because I have a coworker who began using an app called Robinhood. Robinhood will allow a beginner like me to check out different stocks. You can look at their history. You can find out more about the company and how the stocks have done historically. You can actually use the app to buy stocks. You can use it to cash in the stocks and get money back. It's a fascinating app to look at, and it's got all kinds of major companies on there. Some of them, $3.10 a share. Some of them $1,000 a share. The way the stock market works, real simply, because again, I am not an investment or financial expert at all in those areas. But when companies sell stock, and when you purchase those stock, if the company ends up doing really well, their stock goes up in value, then the stock you're holding on to is worth more. And at some point, then you can go ahead and sell that stock back and get what it's worth at that time. The problem is if you buy stock in a company and that company ends up for some reason doing worse and its stock goes down in value, you've lost money. And all of these investment opportunities I'm going to talk to you about today, in every single one of them, you have the potential to make good money, you have the potential to lose money. So you really need to educate yourself. I want to make it very clear, I'm not recommending any one of these in particular, but this is a way, if you learn how to do this and you find the right opportunity and you invest in it, you can see money coming in constantly that you're not having to always work for. But you will need to keep aware and abreast of all of the changes in the financial market to make sure you know when might be a good time to let that investment go. So besides investing in stocks on Robinhood, which I think is a great way for a beginner to try, I picked a real low expense one. It's lost money every day since I got it, but I didn't spend much on it. So I'm just trying to learn it right now. And what I do read from a lot of experts, one who I really recommend you read is Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I recommended in an earlier video. He's written quite a few books on investing, and that would be a good source for you to go to if you want to find out more about how to educate yourself to invest well. But besides the stocks, there are bonds, which I know nothing about. There's real estate. For a long time, I've heard about investing in real estate, and I know in the area where I live last year, housing prices went up. So if you own real estate, you actually made some money on that market last year. Commodities and gold. I've long thought that investing in gold would be a good idea because gold is always something that's of value. It can fluctuate, but gold is always kind of a standard above and beyond any currency. Mutual funds. Peer-to-peer lending, which I know nothing about at all. Startups and IPOs. Sometimes there are new companies who are starting out and they're going to put the stocks out for their company, and sometimes buying a brand new one and seeing where it goes can actually be a great way. I've heard more than once that if we had known to invest in Microsoft stock when it was brand new or Amazon stock, you could easily be a millionaire if you had invested back then. And then one last one is art and collectibles. I know a lot of people that really enjoy collecting things and they find value in that. My own son is an avid Lego fan, and I've actually read more than once online that buying a Lego set and keeping it in the box and hanging on to it is sometimes a more sure investment than most stocks and other options out there. We haven't tried selling his on the market, and I don't think he would ever let us do it. But the point is there are collectibles, there's art, there are things out there that actually, if you know what to buy and you get a good price for it, can go up so much in value they can bring in money as well. So this is a little bit different than creating a book or a recording or a class, that just keeps bringing money in. This is a little more risky. Great risk can bring great reward, but it could also be very harsh. So I highly recommend that you really study the one you're most interested in, the one you think you could do the most. Find something you're interested in. I'd be much more interested in studying the value of comic books and how those go up in value than I would probably stocks or commodities or mutual funds. Find something you're interested in, study it, get to know it, and then see if you can invest in that. That might be a great way to bring in some residual income. So hopefully you got some value from this video. At least it gave you something to think about. If you did, I appreciate a like. If you want to follow along in this series and learn more about different ways you can make money passively, then please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you know anybody else that's interested in this topic as well, invite them to follow along. And always, I cherish your comments. Let me know if you invest, what you've invested in. How did it work for you? Did it go well? Did it not go well? Are there any areas I missed I could have talked about? I could do those in another video. So thank you again for watching, and appreciate your feedback. And you have a great day. We'll see you next time.